Hello and welcome back to Rage Gaming and more wild talk. Today though, I want to talk about rank, your hunter rank, the thing you level up when you're in high rank. It's a really confusing thing to talk about. As you play the game post-main story, you follow the path from main mission to main mission, right? And roughly every 5 ranks up, at least at first, you access the next lot, whether that's the next main quests, but also a bunch of new side missions, and how they might lead to important unlocks that we've covered here on the channel. But there's another aspect that really matters if you want to maximize your builds and equipment, and that's the literal unlocks that occur when you achieve certain hunter ranks. For example, let's talk about decorations and relics as probably the most important example. As you progress your hunter rank, new unlocks happen here in Suja with the melding pot, entirely new options, but also what's inside of those options. So, for example, one of the first things you're going to unlock is the melding of relics, but it'll be just this, the damaged weapon shards, which is not worth the points and investment at all. Then you'll unlock the rusted and eventually ancient weapon fragments, which is definitely more worthy, right? But the problem here is the true RNG. If I meld these ancient weapon fragments, I'll get randomly one of the 4, and then randomly a type of that 4. So let me give you the example of what I mean by that. I play Charge Blade, but I also play Dual Blades, and I also play Switch Axe, and I'm also about to engage with some Longsword. What am I going to need for Charge Blade? Well, 3 different things, including blades. For Switch Axe, I'm going to need 2 blades, okay? Alright, well, something different for Dual Blades, it's 2 blades again. And yes, you guessed it, Longsword, I'm gonna need more blades. Basically, the most common part that I need by far for rolling the RNG and getting reinforcements and proper setups for these weapons is blades, at least right now. Obviously, I will need the other ones, but clearly I'm gonna need a lot of blades. But thankfully, because I am hunter rank 100, I have a special melding relic option, which is the specific shard type that we need at the highest rarity as well. So, I need a lot of blades. I can literally meld for exactly that, no problem, and I can even use these bloodstones to do so, alongside, of course, any parts that I'm not making much use of, that I have in great quantities, like this one right here. Though, having said that, obviously using parts that I might want to keep to do so isn't the best, so using the bloodstones from hunting tempered monsters, that's not quite as painful to do, but on the bright side, we've got some more blades to work with. Awesome. But did you know, that's more than likely the optimal way to actually farm out the relics you need. And you can see that I'm doing something different here. What I'm using is gold meld tickets, which you can actually farm by trading a specific plant that spawns in certain locales at certain times associated with the moon. This is a topic we're going to do a proper guide on. It may even be on the channel right now actually, as an optimal melding method. But you know, none of that's actually going to work, or rather it's not going to be remotely as effective if you haven't first unlocked this specific melding option, which comes at hunter rank 100. So you're going to need literal hunter rank levels, with the final goal of this launch version being hunter rank 100. Because yeah, nothing's coming later at like 200 for example, probably not until update 1 I'd wager. The goal of this video then is to talk about all the important unlocks and options that come when you achieve X or Y rank. We're going to run down that list, but also what are your best options for farming hunter rank itself? We'll cover that too. So let's get into it. Through the main story of high rank, you face down the initial swarm of Yan Kutku to actually unlock the high rank leveling system. From there, it's not until hunter rank 15 that things really start to progress main story wise. That's when you unlock the Wounded Hollow arena and face the first frenzy monster, Azilla, inside that arena. But you do get some important unlocks at 10 and then also 15. At hunter rank 10, that's when you'll be offered new palico support moves by doing support quests with your palico, like Healing Help and Flash Course. This is also when Gemma will offer herself as a hunting assistant if you do her first side quests. The first one is an initial quest called High Quality Materials, which has you go after a Chatacabra, and then after you've done that, she'll offer you the follow-up Smithy's Seal of Quality, that side quest, which has you drag a monster into her contraption. It's like this web-style trap, it's pretty cool. And after that's done, she'll now just be a hunting assistant on the map. At random times, she'll show up in the different locales offering her service, so you can make use of it once you've got it unlocked. Another important aspect of this is when you begin that short journey to unlock the farms of each locale. Known as the material retrieval NPCs, each one has a quest that needs to be completed before you can use those. Though, you know, Suja's, that's a main quest one unlock. But yeah, at hunter rank 10, we can unlock the material retrieval in the Windward Plains and the Oilwell Basin. Speak with Ada to start the Romp and Polo hunt in the oilwell basin, and then Sato in the Windward Plains to hunt down the Gypsyros for the first time. But yeah, that's it for Hunter rank 10. Next is Hunter rank 15 when we get that frenzy intro with the arena. After you complete that, that's also when you can get the evasion mantle just from Gemma, which is certainly nice to have unlocked. But that was also when I could visit Suja and just speak with an NPC called Appa, who unlocked the material farm there. But in terms of side quests, you want to go to the Scarlet Forest at this point because there's a material retrieval to unlock with the Woodwoods. You need to speak with Plum Peach and then she'll ask you to hunt a Congalala. After you do that, awesome, it's unlocked for that NPC. You'll also find at Hunter rank 15, the Palico gives you the next side quest for the next support skill. This one, Wrath from Above, you just hunt Akuma trees. It's also a good idea to go back to Suja at this point and speak with Cobb. You'll be given the side quest Secure the Wounded Hollow, where you have to take down a double Hirabami arena quest, 2 at once. But it is well worth because you unlock the armor charm. So very important for Hunter rank 15, but that's it. Let's move on to the next set, and then it begins to slow down after that, by the way. So Hunter rank 20. This, for the main quest, is when you're going to unlock Tempered Monsters. They'll have a main quest where you face a Tempered Lalabarina, and that unlocks the Tempered Monster system, as well as that being your introduction to Artian weapons. Now you're Hunter rank 20, there's a few more things to consider. For example, the next Hunter Assistant comes up. This time it's Werner with the side quest Werner's Test Run. Very simple, you speak with him, you go on his quest, you talk to him there and activate his special barrel bomb thing, and then he will show up as a hunting assistant at random times. While we're here in Hunter rank 20 though, be aware of the sealed material retrieval side quest, so you might want to go back to that tribe to pick up the Zuwu hunt. Once that's done, you'll have that material retrieval done. And that should be all of them. Also here, another important Palico tool is available. Speak with your Palico and do its side quest to deal with a Guardian Odogaron, and you will unlock the Plunder Rang. But also, we can't forget, again go back to Suja here. This time speak with the other NPC, Rex, who's offering you another arena quest to take down 2 Ajarakan in the arena at once. This one is well worth it because it unlocks the power charm. So after this one, we definitely have a bigger gap. The next step is the 4 apexes in high rank, starting with Jin Dahaad in chapter 5 for the main mission storm called Vortex. So this is when you're Hunter rank 30 plus, and this will lead up until 39 for the next stage. There is some unlocks here though. After you take down that high rank Jin Dahaad, this is when the smelting foundry actually upgrades for the first time, accessing this new feature, Smelt Ore, which basically allows you to smelt the resources, the materials you need to reinforce your Artian weapons. Absolutely super important. When we are ready though, the next stage is to face down Gore, Hunter rank 39 and above, and when complete, that's when Gemma will offer you the Corrupted Mantle for the first time. A very strong mantle to be fair, if you can handle the health drain during its first part. This is also when you unlock the melding relics mechanic in its first form in Suja. It's quite literally just the damaged weapon shards like we said earlier, so not worth wasting materials on. Post Gore, you'll also be offered the final side quest with a Palico, which is a gutsy move. You just need to capture a giant Vigor Wasp on that one during a time of plenty, arguably the most important one, because if you can't, it might prevent that cart and bring you back, which is awesome. You'll also notice at this stage, you'll be given a side quest in each locale that basically has the same theme. Hunt down 2 tempered monsters in one hunt in that locale. This is basically how you unlock the Great Hunt mechanic for that region. Very much worth doing sooner than later because Great Hunts will be some of the best investigation targets you have long term, which you'll be doing for monster parts, for decoration farming, and of course relic farming. But that actually ends all important side quests tied to Hunter rank. Other unlocks do exist, but they just kind of happen from here. So say at 40 plus, we take down the high rank arkveld and finish the main sort of high rank story, having unlocked all the tier 3 monsters of the game now. At this point, they even just increase the max amount of pop-up camps you can have now down in each locale, so that's a nice reward. But the only main big rewards and unlocks to come are at 50 and 100. So back in Suja again for the melding vendor, these are the big upgrades at level 50 or Hunter rank 50. You get to meld decorations. This is literally, without any RNG, the exact decoration that you want or need. So for example, if you have no artillery jewels, you could specifically craft them in exchange for points. The points come from certain materials, but mostly leftover decorations that you've been collecting. So if there's like a specific decoration you're desperately needing, this is a guaranteed way to get it. However, this list is a lot smaller at Hunter rank 50. It's not until Hunter rank 100 that it gets updated again. For example, the Sane Jewel, this provides you one level of the all-important antivirus skill. This isn't going to be available until you're Hunter rank 100. But also when you hit Hunter rank 100, that's when you actually unlock the specific weapon shard melding. Like we said at the start of the video, super useful to target the stuff you actually need. And that is all of the ranks tied to Hunter rank and what's actually going to be unlocked if you engage with them. So with all the unlocks of relevance highlighted now, what should you do to grind Hunter rank effectively? Well, I have 3 main suggestions for you. Firstly, what we've been talking about throughout this video is to do the main and side quests, but not just the ones that provide relevant unlocks. You want to do all of them. This is because they double up on Hunter rank XP and you only really get to do them once. The sooner you do it, the more valuable those boosts of Hunter rank will actually be, getting you closer to 100. Think about it. Say a side quest says, go hunt that specific monster, or these multiple monsters even. If you do that, I'll give you this specific unlock. Like say one of the palico abilities or something. So you do the hunt and you get Hunter rank XP for doing that hunt. But at the same time, you completed a side quest, which also gives you a burst of Hunter rank XP. So essentially, you're doubling up, increasing the pace that you initially get Hunter rank. Side quests are a limited resource, and the sooner you do them, the faster you'll get to 100. Now, the next tip for farming Hunter rank is going to be an obvious one, but obviously I need to say it. It's to do field surveys and investigations specifically for tier 3 monsters. Tier 3 monsters are arkveld, gore, magala, and then the 4 apexes. They reward the best rewards, the highest quality materials for different purposes, as well as the decorations of the highest rarity, and as you can see, the relic parts for your artian farm. They're also the hardest stuff in the game right now, which means they're worth the most hunting rank. I would say a reasonable time to be hunting these is 10 minutes or less. If you could get these down to like a 5-minute hunt, you're going to be farming Hunter rank very quickly. But this feels like an obvious tip, so I want to give you an alternative, which actually works really well. What you want to do instead is go for small tier 2 monsters. You're not going to get as much Hunter rank from these as doing a tier 3, but the thing is, you can run these hunts so much faster. I'm talking specifically about small ones though, because you're able to kind of chain stun them really effectively. It's easy to get to their weakest points, as it were. So the perfect example of these is going to be Guardian Ebony Odagron here, and the absolutely fantastic Zuwu. One of the optional quests that you'll have done to unlock the Great Hunt for that region is this one, the Struggle to Survive, where you're facing exactly these two in tempered form. But obviously you want to maximize your time, so if you can, I would go for investigations on those instead. Check if they're available and farm them out as investigations. At least then you're getting bonus rewards. But yes, Zuwu and Guardian Odo are amazing because you can really hunt them very quickly. If you can get those hunts really smooth, 3 minutes or less, you will be grinding HR very effectively. And that can be done solo, sure, but think about doing it in a group of people you trust as well, to absolutely destroy those monsters. Tier 2 monsters in a group can be a real pushover, but then if you think about the fact that they're small, they're just getting absolutely bombarded by say 4 hunters, you can get those hunts done in less than 2 minutes. And that's going to be phenomenal HR XP. But yeah, that covers it for the video. I hope this overview was useful. If you guys do have anything else you'd like to add though, any tips or anything, let us know in the comments, you might help someone. But for now, I've been Hollow, you've been you, and thanks for watching.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.